Well, thank you, Matt and Savannah. The Today Show coming up in just 15 minutes. It's 6:45 on a frigid Thursday morning. We should be more talking to Kathie Lee and Hoda during this segment because it's a big day in the world of wine. The wine world's best-known party is beginning the ritual uncorking of Beaujolais Nouveau every November.
Charming, young, unassuming Beaujolais Nouveau is a wine to be celebrated, and celebrate is what people do around the globe on the third Thursday of November every year.
At the stroke of midnight on the third Thursday of the month gives the green light for bottles to be uncorked every year. Many people across the globe will follow the French in this ritual. Last year saw events in over 120 countries. Wineries that make Beaujolais export a larger proportion of their wine than any other producer in France, sending about 47% of their harvest abroad every year.
The U.S. downed more than 2 million bottles in 2012. The biggest market is Japan, which drank nearly 9 million bottles of it last year, and which also typically has the privilege of uncorking their bottles before anyone else due to the time change.
We have limited number of French Beaujolais Nouveaux that we can get. Georges Duboeuf is by far the most popular because he really has created this into a national event. Probably in just pure numbers, it's the widest and biggest internationally because it's just growing to an event where everybody says, hey, you know, the Beaujolais is here and it's time to drink it.
The wines are meant to be enjoyed as young as possible when they are at their freshest and fruitiest. They can last up to 1 year, but most will have lost their characteristic flavors by that point.
That's the date when they think it's time to drink it. And so if you drink this wine earlier than that, it's not going to be quite right. It also is unique is that lots of times there's a conception, and sometimes it's true that wines get better with age. This wine does not get any better with age. It should be consumed by, I always tell people, by Valentine's Day. And if it's a really great year where the wine's a little more complex and a little bit more depth to it, it might last until, you know, summer. But it needs to be consumed right away. So don't put this in your cellar and wait for it and think that it's going to taste good.
Well, it's supposed to be consumed right away, so I think
it's past midnight.
Time,
so
yes.
A special thank you to Vern Gutzel, the man that was in the video there. He is the wine connoisseur, if you will. So we have a little Beaujolais, and we got the okay to drink it because it's past midnight. So when he was
and from our boss, we got the okay.
We got the okay. So please don't judge us. Kathie Lee and Hoda do it every morning, and we're going to save some for our director. Don't worry about that. But just seeing that word coming up in the teleprompter where it's all vowels.
I say it different every time. It's Beaujolais.
I took Spanish in high school, Beaujolais Nouveau. But just, it was scary. It's coming up. I'm like, oh, it's coming up. It's coming up.
Well, cheers.
So let's see how it did. Happy Thursday, everyone. We got to stay warm somehow.
Wednesday is what Kathie Lee and Hoda do, right?
Yeah,
so we need to come up with our own. I'm sure they'll be celebrating today, though, too.
We have an excuse. Beaujolais Nouveau.
Yeah, well, coming up, Walmart is getting a head start on the Black Friday sales. We'll tell you how the Superstore giant plans to celebrate the holidays a week early.
Plus a sneak peek at the annual Macy's Day Parade.